Hello everyone, welcome to our daily learning video. Today's letter is the letter X. Can you say X? X looks like this. There's the uppercase and lowercase x, and if your name has an X, stand up. If your name has an X, stand up. If your name has an X, if your name has an X, if your name has an X, stand up. Well, today we'll learn that X is for fox, and X often comes at the end of a word, unless it says its own name, X as in X-ray. To decorate the letter X, I have a couple of ideas for you. First, you can print out some X's from the computer like I did here, and you could glue those on, or you could just write some letter X's with a marker. So either one of those would be just fine. Okay, so that's what letter X looks like. Now we know the name of this letter, X. So let's try to write the letter X. We're going to start at the top, and then we're going to slide down to the bottom. And then we're going to go back to the top and move over, and we're going to slide the other way. I like to say crisscross when I'm writing letter X. Let me show you how to write that on the handwriting house. Start at the top ceiling, slide all the way down to the green carpet, go back to the top and move over, and slide the other way. Crisscross. You try. Crisscross. And if you don't have paper, just skywrite. Crisscross. Okay, you can pause and practice or just keep watching and work on that. At least try one though, so that you'll know how, and then practice the rest for homework. Okay, if you look on the card, you'll notice that the little X looks just the same as the big X. It's just going to be a little bit smaller. So let's just crisscross a little bit smaller like that. On handwriting paper, that little X is going to be downstairs. Crisscross. Try to cross right in the middle of the downstairs, and I know that will take some practice. Crisscross, crisscross. Okay, I'm going to cheer for you because I know you are working hard on your handwriting. So thank you so much. I'm going to send you a sticker. Here it is for handwriting time. I wish I could really put it on your paper. Well, now we need to talk about what letter X sounds like. That's what it looks like. And now we can write it. And letter X makes the sound like two letters. X, x, x. It kind of sounds like K and S together. X, x, x. You try. Letter X says x, x, x. When I'm watering my plants and flowers, I use this water squirter, and listen to the sound it makes. X, x, x. You try that again and take your hand and pretend that you're using a water squirter. Letter X says x, x, x. One more time. What does letter X say? X, x, x. Very, very good. Well, letter X usually comes at the end of a word when it makes that sound. So let's play a little game to practice that, okay? I'm going to say a word, and if you hear X at the end of the word, then I want you to jump up like a jack-in-the-box. Have you seen those jack-in-the-box toys? You turn the crank. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. When you get to the end of the song, pop goes the weasel. We call it a jack-in-the-box. So we're going to be a jack-in-the-box. We're going to jump up if we hear the x sound at the end of these words. If you don't hear that sound, don't jump up. Okay, here we go. Fox, fox. Jump up. Very good. Fox has a x at the end. Fox. Okay, let's do the next one. Box. Jump up. Box. Good job. Hat. Hat. Don't jump up. That one does not have a x at the end. Hat has a letter T, at the end. Six. Six. Jump up. Six has a x at the end. Wax. Wax. Jump up like a jack in the box because wax has a x at the end. What about pan? Pan. No, not pan. Fix. Fix. Jump up. Fix has x at the end. You're so good at this. How about dog? Dog. No. One more. Ox. Ox. Jump up like a jack in the box. Ox has x at the end. Very good, very good. I have one other game I want to play with you. It's called tic-tac-toe. Okay, this is the way you play tic-tac-toe. I'm going to be the X's and you can be I'll be the O's, excuse me, and you can be the X's. And so the way that you play is I'm going to put an O someplace and then you put an X someplace. And if you get 3 in a row, you win. But if I get 3 in a row, I'm going to win. So let's try this. I'm just showing you how so that you can play it with your family. So I'm going to put mine right there where number 1 is. And then let's put your X, how about right here for number 3? Okay, I wish we could really play, but I'll just help on this one just to show you how, and then you can play with your family. There's my O for number 6. And let's see, your X, where should your X go? Right here, number 5. Okay, my turn, my turn. I'm going to put one right here. Okay, your turn. Number 7. Okay, there you go. Oh my goodness, look, you won. You got 3 in a row. You won tic-tac-toe. So play that with your family today. Let them be O and you be X so you can practice writing the letter X. And that was our letter of the day time. For our math time today, we're going to be telling time. And I have some really cute fox clocks that we're going to use. Okay, so let me tell you about a clock before we begin. A clock has numbers on it. Let's see if we can count the numbers together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A clock also has 2 hands on it. Can I see your 2 hands? 1, 2. The clock has 2 hands, although they don't look like our hands. They look like arrows, and one of them is long. As you can see here, one arrow or one hand is long, and one hand is short. So we're going to look at the long hand first. When it's pointing to the 12, we say o'clock. Can you say that? O'clock. Very good. O'clock. Now let's look at where the shorthand is pointing. It's pointing to the number 3. So we're going to say that number, 3. So the time on this clock is 3 o'clock. Now all of these clocks are pointing to 12. So on every one of these times, we're going to say o'clock. All we have to do is look at where the little hand is pointing. Here it's pointing to number 2. So let's say 2 o'clock. Can you say that? 2 o'clock. Let's do the next one. Where's the little hand pointing? to number 1. So it's 1 o'clock. Good work. Let's look at the next one. Where's the little hand pointing? 4. So what time is it on this clock? 4 o'clock. You're good at telling time. This is easy. What is the little hand pointing to here? 5. So what time is on this clock? 5 o'clock. Good job. What time is on this clock? You do this one all by yourself. 6 o'clock. Good job. You did a great job for math today. Okay, so we're going to, for art, make this. And what shape can you see if I turn it around? That's a heart, and there's some more hearts on each of these sides. So today, if you'd like to for art, there is a printable that you can use to make this art project, and it also helps you to practice our shape project, our shape for today. So all you have to do, I'm going to show you how to make a heart, and then all you need is one big heart, one medium-sized heart that you cut in the middle, and 2 small hearts, and then just some circles for the eyes and the nose. So let me show you how to cut a heart. Okay, so to cut a heart, I'm just going to take a piece of paper, and I chose orange because foxes are orange, and that's what we're talking about today. And just fold it in half. And then the next thing you can do is make the letter C on this. Okay, so I'm going to borrow Fred's tank a moment to write my letter C. Okay, but when you get to the bottom of the letter C, instead of coming on around, you're just going to go down, 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 down like that, so that it looks narrow. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Narrow on one end. Okay, next the paper's still folded. So remember, it's the letter C, but then at the bottom, you're just going to keep going down, down, down to the middle of your paper. So then I'm just going to cut that out. Okay, now watch what happens when I open this up. When I open it, ta-da, it's a heart. So you can make a heart for the face of the fox, and then you can do that again 3 more times. Make a heart 3 more times. A medium-sized heart for the face, and then cut that heart in the middle, and then 2 small hearts upside down for the ears. A fox's ears look like triangles. That's why we're just showing the bottom part of the hearts. And then 3 dots from black paper, or you could just color eyes and a nose on there. Okay, that was our art project and our shape practice for today. And now let's do some science. Let's learn about foxes. I'm going to tell you some cool facts about them. First of all, God made the foxes. Isn't that so cool? He made all kinds of interesting animals. And foxes have large triangular ears. The backs of their ears are black in color. They can hear very well. Foxes can hear rodents scurrying about. Foxes have exceptional or great hearing. They can turn their ears too this way to hear something over there. They can turn their ears this way to hear something over there. They can even turn their ears backwards so that they can hear something behind them. A boy fox is called a dog fox. A girl fox is called a vixen, and baby foxes are called cubs or pups. A fox is a mammal. That means it has live young and feeds its young milk. Foxes live in dens or holes in the ground, or they can even live at the bottom of old trees. Foxes have a long, bushy or fluffy tail and a narrow or skinny or thin face. Have you ever seen the Disney movie Robin Hood or The Fox and the Hound? Those main characters are foxes, so you've probably seen foxes on television. Foxes are fun. They like to play, just like you. Foxes sometimes catch mice just to play with them rather than eating them. And when they grow bored, they let those mice go. Here's some vocabulary words maybe you heard, and we can learn them now. One of them, and I didn't say this one is stealthy. Can you say stealthy? Stealthy. Stealthy means sneaky or quiet, and foxes are very stealthy. They are very quiet and sneaky. In fact, we had a family of foxes living in our backyard, and we could never capture the mommy fox on video. I do have a video of the baby fox, though, and I'm going to put a link below so you can watch that. Nocturnal is another word we're going to learn. Nocturnal. Can you say that? Nocturnal. That just means that foxes sleep during the day and they're awake at night hunting. Triangular. Triangular. That just means shaped like a triangle, and a fox's ears are triangular. Narrow. Narrow. Narrow is a vocabulary word that just means thin or skinny, and a fox's nose and the front part of his face is narrow, like this heart. Narrow means thin or skinny. Bushy. Bushy. That means fluffy, and a fox's tail is bushy or fluffy. Okay, well, make sure you stop and watch that little video showing foxes in my backyard. We caught the baby fox. He's so cute. Look for his triangular ears, and he's going to turn his ears backwards, and then he's going to look at the camera. He hears something behind him, and then he turns around and looks at the camera. And if you listen really hard, you can hear Mama Fox calling him. It sounds like a high-pitched dog. Okay, so now on to our story. For story time today, we're going to read A Fox Finds a Box. A Fox Found a Box by Jed Adamson. Fox was searching. Somewhere under the snow there was food, and to find it he had to dive in again and again. Ouch! This didn't look like food, but what was it? Nobody seemed to know. I think it's a box, said Owl. There was a stick on top that moved. There were round things on it that looked interesting. What if I just... Click. The box is singing, chirped the birds. It's a radio, isn't it? The animals began to swish their tails, flap their wings, and move their feet. It felt nice. Every day they would listen to the box. Sometimes the music made them feel dreamy. Sometimes it made them feel sort of sad. Sometimes it made them want to rock out. And every night the box's music filled the forest. Until one morning, the box stopped singing. The animals poked it. Fox tried burying it and digging it up again. He thought that maybe the box was too cold. Fox tried warming it up. But nothing would make the box sing again. Then something happened. Fox heard a sound. It went drip drop, drip drop, drip drop. His ears twitched. His tail swished. One paw tapped, then the other. Fox's whole body moved to the drip drop beat. Now the other animals heard the forest too. The swoosh, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of the wind. The chitter chatter, chitter chatter, chitter chatter of geese. The crunch, 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 crunch of snow underfoot. And the gurgle, 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 gurgle of the river. They started to notice everything. The smell of the pine trees, the falling snow, the beautiful view. And every night the animals would nestle down, close their eyes, and let the forest sing to them. It felt nice. The end. Well, I hope you had fun today. X is for fox and box. And join me next time for another letter Y, which is for yes. I'll see you then. Goodbye.